Alright, Sistas fans, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video and hit subscribe to help me reach 200,000 before the end of 2021. Now, Karen has been receiving a lot of hate. I'm not going to say I haven't helped fuel that fire. Mainly since the initial pairing of Zach and Fatima in season 2. Trust and believe there have been a lot of moments that have been worthy of the hate, such as Karen getting Zach arrested even though she didn't have solid proof he was the one to steal and use her credit card, constantly giving a cold shoulder and the stink eye to Fatima. Basically, it's not uncommon for certain characters or just a character to be instantly disliked by the fans if they just don't have the greatest relationship of fan favorite characters. Like obviously Zach and Fatima being Zatima as basically the stars of the show Sistas. Anybody who dislikes them like Hayden or Karen will instantly be hated by fans. But in this particular video, I just wanted to talk about something because a good number of people brought this up in the Facebook group, mainly after the mid-season finale. There are those who feel that Karen never really loved Zach because if she loves Zach, she wouldn't have taken the $77,000. Yes, remember, he wrote her he had the check written for the $72,000 at the bank, but then before that gave her $5,000 in cash. So basically, Karen taking the $77,000 was a sign she never loved Zach. I disagree with that. I'm going to be completely transparent here. I've spent money on women before. Women I haven't been in relationships with. Basically, I felt like part of me was like, maybe I can win them over by, giving them gifts for their birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, or whatever, making a goodie box, because kind of like Gary remembering every detail about Andy's dream wedding. I kind of did that when it was like, you know what, I love a scarf of this color, or I love this is my favorite candy. I was always making like gift boxes, like what are those, like Jones or Michael's, those like craft stores and whatnot, and they have like those decorative boxes where you just like open the top off the box and kind of folds back like the hood of a car, and there's a lot of space in there. Like I would fill it up with just things that a girl would like, and there were like at least half a dozen girls I did this for. They would love it, but then we would never get in a relationship. I've been guilty of treating a girl like a queen when in reality I was never in the running to be her king. And looking back, yeah, I was simping. Yeah, I'm not proud of it. Basically, they're reflecting on some of these situations, and like some of these girls made it clear saying, yeah, this is sweet, but you should definitely save this for your girl in the future as opposed to me. So I've been guilty, but I bring that up not to use this video as therapy, but just to make it more relatable. Like, yeah, I kind of see what's going on. If any of those girls were like, Jeremy, here's like $70 because of everything you've ever done for me. Basically, let's say if I had women from my past, even ones I wasn't necessarily in a relationship with, mainly because I wasn't. If you're okay, it is August 30th, 2021. You know me, I'm still trying to get this whole house thing set up and whatnot. Let's say I got a message, email, phone call. Jeremy, here's $55. This covers everything you've ever done for me, everything you ever got me. Here you go. I just want to give it back. I would take it. So I'm not lying. I mean, it ain't from a place of bitterness. I feel like everybody listening to this video has had either a bad breakup or whatever, or as a guy, I'm old fashioned. I know we live in, again, it's 2021. It's not uncommon for there to be big debates nowadays online about whether or not it's a man's responsibility to foot the bill on a date, or women proposing to men. Is that socially acceptable? I just turned 30. I'm quote unquote old fashioned. I'm not saying I quote unquote don't believe in certain things. I kind of go by, I was raised this way, like to be a gentleman. But nowadays it's not uncommon for what could be considered, or what was considered when I was growing up to be a gentleman to be, that's sexist. You're looking down on me. I can hold the door myself. I can pull out my own seat. I don't need a man to buy me this, like buy dinner or whatever, because then it's like I owe you something. And that makes dating pretty hectic. But when it comes down to situations of past relationships, I'm pretty sure we all have a story or stories where it's like, man, that's like money I'll never get back. Or, I've seen memes where it's like, I feel like before dating or getting into a relationship with anyone, I need like $100 security deposit. That way, if it doesn't work out, I can get that money back. Because to me, money doesn't mean much. It's the time and emotions, because I still got critical wounds from these girls from years ago, emotionally. But I think that when you look at Karen's situation, given that her salon is most likely going to be run into the dirt by Isaiah's new salon, as she told Zach, this money came at a perfect time, because Zach's like, I'm sorry I couldn't give this to you sooner, but I hope this can help you now. And Karen's like, you have no idea. Yes, this came at a good time. Like I said, if one of these girls said, hey, here's like $50 for everything, I would not hesitate in taking that money. I think for the people saying that Karen never loved Zach because she took the money are hypocritical. Let's say if there was somebody from your family, not that you were dating, but let's say, you know what? Hey, I was a jerk to you when you were younger. Let's say it was a cousin. Hell, let's say it was an uncle or aunt or grandparent. Like, you know what? I was really hard on you growing up because, maybe that's how I was raised, or I wasn't the best example, or this or that. Here's $50,000. I'll leave $50,000 to my will. You a damn lie if you say you wouldn't take that money. You lying to yourself, and you're lying to everybody if you comment it below. Think about it. Almost $80,000 from an ex. This is what Zach feels he owes you. Now, there have been debates as to whether or not does he really owe Karen that much, or he is accounting for, maybe like emotional distress or whatever. I don't know. But either way, because maybe Karen made it clear, hey, I did this, and this for you. But Zach, I feel like it wasn't something that, he was told to do, but it was something that he felt like, as a man, I don't want a woman, or anybody for that matter, saying, I just took this from you. Like, obviously with him blowing up success with the stock and then getting with Fatima, he doesn't want Karen somewhere in the corner like, what I did, he had that. No. So I think that overall, anybody in that situation would take the money. Like, I cannot see a scenario where the money would not be accepted. I'm dead serious right now. See, I mean, love goes out the door when there's money involved. That's not to say there aren't successful marriages or relationships where money, like maybe the woman makes more money than the man, or vice versa, and it's like, but I just think that nobody would say no to not necessarily free money, because Karen was footing the bill for like 3 years now, so Zach was pretty much paying it back. So I don't think love had anything to do with that. Like, her taking the money didn't mean she never loved Zach, or she did. Now, I will say this. When you do something out of love for somebody, you don't throw it up in their face constantly. You don't take tabs on it. You don't say, hey, I did like this, and this for you, and you never pay me back. Or, hey, I helped you. I gave you like $30 in gas, but you can't take out the trash, or you can't help me out with this. There are levels to this where I can see where people are coming from. But overall, I don't think Karen accepting that money had anything to do to her lack of ever loving Zach. That's pretty much how I feel about it. But that's really all I gotta say about it. How do you feel? Do you agree with what I said? Do you think I made some valid points? Like I said, I tried not to make this video ranty or make it sound like I'm talking in circles, or not even to get too personal, but I felt like by giving a little piece of myself to you all in the video, you would better understand how I feel about my opinion of Karen taking that money not being a negative reflection on her. There are a lot of talks about reparations. It reminds me of that scene in Barbershop, the first movie, where it's like, shit, they hand out reparations. The only thing I'm turning down is my collar. So I feel like anytime free money, and I know everything, nothing is free, everything comes with a cost, but I think overall, if your ex came back into your life only briefly to say, hey, I just want to pay you back for everything you did for me, even if it isn't monetary, like, you know, like let's say what you did for them wasn't you spending, but perhaps you influenced them in a positive way, or, you know, maybe they feel like they did you wrong. So it's like, you know, I'm going to give you this money because I feel like it. Tell me you wouldn't take that damn money. Come on, tell me. So that's all I got to say for this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. And with that being said, I'll talk to you next time.